in APAC South? Let's find out.
This is, of course, the third time this evening we're going to see Clubhouse played. Will we see anything different in the ban phase? Well, time will tell. It wouldn't surprise me if QConfirm brought out something a little bit crazy, but that's not too unusual. The Giants taking Thatcher off the board. That said, he did actually sneak through in the last game, Dev, but didn't really see a whole lot of play.
No, funnily enough, we're kind of making a remark on that. People saying, Thatcher is so 2018, we're not going to play that anymore, even when he is left in. But having a look at things, almost every time Giants play Clubhouse, they ban Thatcher. You look at the last, 10 times they've played it, they've banned out the Thatcher every single time, except for once. As for the QConfirm side, they like to switch up their bans quite a bit on this map, and I actually haven't seen them do an ace ban before. Now, I haven't kept track of every single Thailand League match that they've had, but it's not a ban they've usually copped there. So what, to me, that really means is that they've left the Maverick and the Hibana in, which are just the two most powerful hard breaches, hands down, on this map. And realistically, with Maverick and Hibana, you can do basically every single bit of hard breach you could possibly want.
Mira taken off the board. Another operator that actually did make it through in the last game, and it was pretty spicy. And I guess talking about spice, Jaeger taken off the board by the Giants. And that does change up a lot of the strongholds on the defense. I mean, common ones that just come to the mind right now: Garage Rafters, you've got Blue, you've got Logi, for example, if you wanted to hold that. So yeah, that's really going to open this up and does facilitate the Ying, which is already going to be shown by Producer Boom.
Yeah, wow, this is a big one. It's actually the second week in a row where Giants have banned out that Jaeger. They did it last week in their game against Chiefs, and that was successful for them. It's always a big gamble, though, banning out that Jaeger. He's just such the backline of almost every defense, of every anchor position. And obviously, firstly, it's going to really put a lot more pressure on that Wamai. We're seeing from Jordan as it is realistically the only projectile denial. I guess you can sneak a Rooney in there, but kind of a different class, I guess. Or you just have to play more loose. You can't really sit in a position safely and be confident that you're not going to get grenaded or flashed out or yinged out, as you alluded to as well. In this case, that ying, though, was 6-pick off of onto the big French shield man himself, Montaigne.
And look, I would not be surprised if QC are not the only team to play Montaigne. I mean, Giants themselves, Luna in particular, loves to play a Montaigne. And I thought, and I said off stream, that maybe QConfirm would actually ban that operator out to hinder the Giants. But they're playing into it, they're bringing him to the table, and I'm very keen to see what they're able to do with him.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
The thing with that Monty is he's just so good for brute forcing down bottlenecks, and Clubhouse does have quite a few bottlenecks. When it comes to attacking the cache CCTV bomb site, you're usually sending your Monty up garage rafters, but in this case you do have a couple of options here. We've seen Monty take dirt in the past when you're going for like a dirt kitchen kind of push, which it may be that is the eventual plan here for QC, but at the moment it's just step one, of course, on the Clubhouse basement is that roam clear. And Giants, I would not be surprised if they do have a little bit of a loose roam here. Ysera and Jordan, the main candidates for that. But at the moment, just a fairly soft roam, to be honest, and that hatch still staying intact as well.
Luna from below using his final Electro Claw. He'll just leave that up. That makes the hatch a little bit more difficult to open, but by no means impossible. Hajime will actually shoot a couple of X-Kairos on the floor. He's hoping that the explosion from those will take the Electro Claw down, and the first does. So he doesn't even need to use the additional that he placed on the side. A little bit of a waste, but really doesn't matter, presuming he's opened the other hatches. I think Ysera actually attempted an impact trick there. Doesn't hit the mark though, and the hatch is open for QConfirm.
And one of the things that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on late in the round is Hysterix's Echo drones. I think that's one used up. As we see the Monty start to file his way in through dirt, but he might be about to die. He's gassed up. That was so good from Speakeasy. He put one gas behind the Monty and one in front. There was nowhere to go.
Good start here for the Giants, and Speakeasy will hold firm. Intel on like Colas, but he still wins the fight. Speakeasy played off the intel, but it does prove costly. And with a minute to go, a dirt control obtained. QConfirm can start to think about the execute, but the player inside Dirt does have the diffuser, but it might not even come down to that. Oh, wow. They've just popped off, and Jordan's left inside of Blue. QConfirm, they explode, and they take the round.
Oh my god, what was that? That was a very confusing round there, and after that initial pick from Speakeasy, it was just all QConfirm all day long. I really like the way that they managed to not only take down both of those Yokai drones from the Echo, take down the smoke player of Speakeasy, and then get control of Dirt anyway, but also 2 picks went through off screen. I think that was on the Moto side, where Healthcare was entering. That just really set up QConfirm for success. Giants completely overrun. And I do feel like maybe that was a little bit of tunnel vision there. I felt like Giants committed so much to holding on to Dirt. They used 3 gas canisters, and both of their Yokais, I'm pretty sure, were actually destroyed in Dirt. Even the one that I know that they like to play one on the kitchen roof for late round plant denial through the kitchen hatch, but I'm pretty sure that they even rotated that one over to Dirt. And that tunnel vision, I think, did end up being to their detriment when QConfirm pushed from presumably the Moto side, but didn't quite catch it, and then found those 2 picks there.
It's almost funny how the Monty pick may not have directly impacted the round in terms of, was shut down quite easily, but as you mentioned, a lot of the attention was then on that part of the map for the remainder of the round, and the Giants just caught off guard a little bit. They take that as a signal to switch things up. We'll head over towards CCTV and Cache. Another site where you could expect the Monty to be brought out here by QConfirm, but they elect not to. It's a very, very traditional lineup. You have the Maverick and the Habana for hard breach. They'll be able to work the main walls, and then plenty of soft breach and additional utility that can be cleared, or used to clear some of these key positions.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of that, those key positions such as the garage rafters, where is usually a heavy place of contention on this bomb site. Since Jaeger is banned, you're really just relying on Speakeasy's my discs to protect him for as long as possible up here on this rafters position. But you look at the number of stun grenades on the QConfirm side. They can easily burn through those my discs, and then you've got the frags or the stuns to then follow up and try and take Speakeasy down. So I'm really confident here that QConfirm have every ingredient they need.
Oh, decent effort there from Speakeasy to try and impact trick the thermite charge, the exothermic charge on the wall, but it doesn't quite work out, and that's a nice line of sight, an entry point for the attack. One thing as well, just again on the utility, interesting that Producer Boom's actually electing to bring the secondary hard breach as opposed to additional flash grenades, so not sure whether or not that's a deliberate decision and he'll try and use that somewhere, because as of yet, that hasn't actually been deployed.
Certainly no shortage of hard breach here for QConfirm. My caller's taking a lot of damage. One of the things we haven't touched on much, and Manic did speak about during the pre-show, was Healthcare coming back in for Dark. Now, at the start of this season, Healthcare took a 6-month break, which didn't end up being 6 months. But he said on Twitter he was taking a 6-month break for an internship he had to focus on. And he's back prematurely. I don't know quite why. But he is the highlight player of this roster. He has always been. Last season, he was their top-rated player all year. And you always want to watch out for Healthcare on these entries.
Yeah, that's not to say Dark was a pushover there either. I had him in my notes as still putting in solid performances. So Healthcare will need to step up to the table. First pick does, of course, go the way of the Giants. But QConfirm still are holding decent positions here. Don't know what they'll do for the execute though. They have a couple of players over towards Cache side and the Kit's over towards main stairs. So you'd have to assume this is where they'll go to push. Not sure whether they'll have quite what it takes to be able to clear out the Giants.
Started strong for QC. Here we go. Healthcare gets really aggressive in this side, but Luna, top red, cleans house and sprays down with that hose. 3 kills to shut QConfirm right on out of that round.
Good response there from the Giants. They bled time well, and QConfirm not able to open up the cache wall and really apply meaningful pressure. They were forced to send it deep, and the player at the top of red stairs was primed and ready to shut that down. We do see a switch up though, so we're going to go back down the stairs. It's time for the Giants to prove whether or not they can actually win this objective.
Surely there's a 6 pick from Producer Boom. I'm pretty sure he even randomed onto the Lion. He has been that flex player so far, switching quite a lot around operators. There comes the 6 pick. But what's he going to settle on? Is he going to go back to the Monty, which he used previously? We saw it. It's actually the Buck. So I guess the Buck there is good for opening up the floor of Kitchen and preventing that impact trick or any C4 game, if it is indeed a Kitchen push. But they don't have that Monty to try and take dirt like they did last time.
Yeah, and we flagged that as probably being the linchpin for them winning that round. Maybe QConfirm don't feel the same way, or maybe they believe that the Giants won't fall for the same trap, and that's probably a good assumption. The Giants historically, and even already in stage 1, have shown that they are a team that likes to adapt on the fly. Albeit it hasn't worked in every single matchup. It's probably safe to say that their performance thus far has not been ideal, but on the flip side, they're still a very strong team. They're by no means completely out of touch.
Something I was going to talk about a little bit last round on this bomb site, I didn't really get to touch on, was the Yokais from Hysterics, and we did get to see just then as he equipped the observation tool, that Yokai drone that's on the kitchen roof. Here we go. You just saw it again for a second. Really, really sneaky spot. Now we saw that win around for Giants. Was it last week? I think it was. Whenever they most recently played Clubhouse. Yeah, it was. It was against Chiefs. And not only is that so much info on this this Yokai drone, but you can also actually get an angle down through the hatch and deny that default plant position. Plus, whoever looks for Yokai drones on the kitchen roof? So even though it's no longer invisible like it was in previous patches, it's just so unlikely to get seen. So I do like that from Giants, but also QConfirm, you know, if they did their research, if they watched Giants' game last week, they will be aware of that strategy and that Yokai drone position.
Time will tell if QConfirm clear that. All focus at the moment, though, on opening the hatches. Of course, 3 key hatches that need to be worked on. The one inside of stock, one inside of bar, and the last electrified inside of kitchen. None of these should be particularly difficult to open. In fact, in the current meta, especially after the Hibana buffs, you'd almost guarantee the attack to open those up. And easy as you'd like, the first 2 dealt with. The third one, inside of kitchen, can be a little bit more challenging, but we saw Hajime overcome that in round number 1, and I think it's safe to assume he'll probably do the same once again.
4 pellets go onto the hatch. Luna throws out his claw. That is going to catch these pellets. I'm 90% sure. There you go. A perfect throw there from Luna. And that set Xcaros there does not manage to destroy the hatch. Only a couple of pellets left, and the impact trick comes through. That is massive. Hajime only has 2 pellets left. That's not enough to cop the hatch.
Yeah, so they don't really have a backup plan. They could use an exothermic charge like Colas. Producer Boom's already used his secondary hard breach, so as you can see, like Colas will now come across. There's a very real threat, though, of him being dealt damage from below. And there we go, Luna. That is very, very sharp. And honestly, this could be round over. This could be the round over for QConfirm.
The only thing as a saving grace for QC is the fact that that hatch did get opened. The exothermic still detonated. They're going to have to go massive here in a 4v5. Healthcare definitely a player to watch, separated from the rest of his team as QConfirm try to scrap together a push out of the jaws of defeat. Roldini desperately pushing through dirt, but Speakeasy has so much gas. Here comes Healthcare, though. He's found one and gets control of blue. There's his seconds, looking for more, but Hysterics holds on firmly, and Giants can ride the wave all the way to the round victory. A very nice hold in the final few moments of that Church defense.
Well, in the end, the Giants do hold on, and what a sharp shot that was from Luna to kick off proceedings. And I did think at the time that it was enough to deny the hatch getting open, but in fact, I was wrong. It did get popped, as you mentioned, Dev, but again, when it really comes down to that last-minute execute meta, if you're a man down, it is just so difficult to get back in. They did get it to a 4-on-4, but then time started to tick down. They left the diffuser upstairs, and yeah, it was not a pretty sight there for QConfirm, but props to the Giants, and again, props to Luna. That was just an absolute nut shot.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before. It was in Church. I don't know whether it was crouched or prone, but that was just an angle through the floor right next to that kitchen hatch. Certainly one I'm going to be taking a look at later. He probably couldn't have even seen anything. He was probably just pre-firing that tiny pixel. Managed to cop the kill. But that does give Giants the lead now. After QConfirm started quite strong in that first round, hasn't looked super hopeful for them since. This is a pivotal game for the Giants in particular, right? Coming into this season, their opening game against Xavier, now Elevate, they did lose, and Giants was favored not only in that game, but of course for the whole season. Now, if there was anyone in the league that we thought might be able to hold a candle to the Giants, it would be that Elevate roster, which has been their kryptonite in the past. But they copped that L, and then they still kept dropping points. Giants actually went to overtime against Order and won it, but that is still a loss in their books because they didn't get the full 3 points. Now, Giants are also yet to play the Knights, which I would say is another really big threat to these guys, and that's what Gig, their coach, has said in the post-match interviews in the past. They really need the full 3 points against QConfirm here. Despite that rivalry going back a long time between these two teams, Giants, as of the last year and a bit, have always had that upper hand. Though the last time these teams played in Stage 2, QConfirm pushed Giants to 15 rounds in overtime. Now, Giants will not want to let that happen. They want to take this outright.
Of course, that match was on Theme Park. F's in the chat for Theme Park. I'm still a little upset that it's not the pool. But yeah, unfortunate. Meanwhile, though, in this round, we head over to Jim bedroom. Jordan inside a cache on the extension, getting aggressive, trying to prevent anyone from entering the CCTV breach. It's Hajime holding outside as Jordan does end up finding a kill. It is Roldini. So that's the Maverick taken off the board. One of, only 3 hard breaches that QConfirm has decided to bring this round, so might not be the biggest detriment.
Yeah, this is one of the things I love about QC and both Thai teams that we see in this level. Xavier or now Elevate like to do it as well. They bring the triple hard breach here on Clubhouse, and I do love it. It's another pick though, like Hollis has gone down. Healthcare is still alive, but that's, as you said, another hard breach going down. Hajime is the last one that QC has left. Healthcare spots out that player in cash, but this is getting desperate for QC. They still haven't cleared this position.
Well, they have now. Good swing there from Healthcare. The R4C getting to work. And it's back to a 3-on-3. So for QConfirm, they find themselves in a pretty decent position. They have 3 drones, or 3 active drones that can still be used by those alive, and a couple still up that can be observed by teammates. Luna, though, he goes below. He pings out the Nitro cell as well, so the Giants, they'll be able to play off that and maybe get a sneaky pick in the late round.
That is really cheeky. That C4 is placed right underneath the vault that Giants have set up in Logistics Office, which is being droned right now from QConfirm. I don't think they have any idea about that C4, but they know that where the Falcon is in construction, so they might take that out, might deny the information. Must have already done so. Healthcare starting to push on in, clear these Banshees. 20 seconds left. Another black eye gone down. This is big. 3v3. This could definitely swing both ways. Healthcare has no more util to clear this Banshee. He's just got to tank it, but he needs to land the shot. He doesn't. Hajime looking to repeat, but Ysera finds 2! Oh! And the clutch from Producer Boom. QConfirm tie up this game 2 apiece.
You said it, Dev. That round could go either way, and it comes down to the final seconds in a 1 versus 1. There were literally like 5 trades in the space of a couple of seconds there at the very end of that round. Absolutely huge. And QC, what a fantastic way to bring that back. Ysera was looking red hot there inside of the bathroom, but he just didn't quite have what it took to get that final pick. And we do find ourselves now 2 apiece.
Yeah, that was definitely one I think Giants are going to be kicking themselves for. They had the opening pick in that little 3v3 engagement as well. But credit to QConfirm. I think that you look at the fact that they are quite thorough with their droning and they're checking for all this utility, primarily those Valkyrie cameras. I think that clearing that out really did help, and in that final execute, those dead Giants players couldn't just sit on cams and give call-outs as to where these QC players are coming from. And to be honest, I have no bloody idea where Producer Boom came from just then. Like, he seemingly appeared out of nowhere, sprung up like a gnome from the ground, and found those last 2 kills. A massive performance from him, really stepping up where it is needed. And he's also a player that has only been stepping into different situations and coming up well, but he's been wearing a lot of hats. In fact, he's played 4 different operators across 5 rounds now with this IQ pick now,
5 seconds to insertion.
which is, I mean, he's certainly making his way around the pool of ops.
Yeah, taking the flex term the whole nother level, and it's actually that's a pretty good discussion point. I mean, looking back at some of the operator selection histories and even just the 2 other matches earlier tonight, like, the attacking lineups in almost all cases, they literally the exact same on Clubhouse, just for every single site, because of how versatile those lineups normally are. As Hysterics finds one at the double window over towards the pool table. Not sure if that was played off intel or just pure game sense, but it doesn't really matter. Giants now have that man advantage.
I'm pretty sure that was actually a 2-way crossfire from Giants. I'm pretty sure Hajime was fighting someone through the lobby door at the time, and then Hysterics managed to peek on through from pool. Now, don't quote me on that. That's just what I thought I was seeing out of the corner of my eye. If so, credit to Giants' good communication. No ADS there, no magnets there, and Luna loses his Evil Eye.
QConfirm have been really strong in clearing out this information gathering. Roldini over towards the breach takes some damage. He doesn't want to drop. He doesn't want to drop here. He has 2 grenades that he can work with and clear. Again, more utility being placed by the Giants. That's aggressive from Healthcare, and the more they peek, the more damage they take. This could prove costly late in the round.
Speakeasy is such a pivotal play here on the rafters, but there's info from a drone from Healthcare. Still a nade left as well. How many more magnets can Ysera, or rather Speakeasy, use to protect himself? Looking for a pre-fire once again. The QE peaks from Healthcare, but the Gemini finds nothing. Here's the nade, the final nade, and it is caught. That is perfect. Now QC looking to get desperate. They have no more nades to clear out this position. They're just going to have to take the fire. And that's a nade for you. And the spray down. Speakeasy is worth his weight in gold.
Now leaves it at a 2-on-5, and he makes it 3. Surely he can find the 4th. It's like Colos outside the main breach. The call will go out. Speakeasy knows exactly where this player is located. Surely can get the kill, but nope. Ysera says, I'll claim that one, as the Giants claim the round.
No Jaeger, no worries, says Speakeasy. He holds the top rafters on Clubhouse with just a few magnets to his name and that trusty MP5K, not to mention those cheeky Pokeballs he had in the pocket. And, well, he certainly chose Healthcare. Comes straight out of his 6-month sabbatical and gets embarrassed like that. That's not a position you want to be in. But for Giants to win that, that's really, I feel, quite a turning point here, guys. That's not a round that Giants really should be winning. Like, you look at the amount of utility both teams had for clearing that rafters position. For QConfirm to fail doing that, the Giants to succeed, that's a massive deal. And I think that could be a moment where Giants starts to stretch a lead here on the defense half.
Yeah, rafters on Clubhouse Garage is almost like a skill check, a bit of a checkpoint for the attack. Like, if you're able to clear that quite easily on most occasions, normally you're feeling good for the rest of the map and on most sites, because it is a pretty unique sort of clear. There's not really many other places on any other map where you're contesting with that sort of setup, with the verticality and just the immense amount of utility dump required to clear it, even in the current meta. So that is a little bit unnerving for QConfirm. Fortunately though, they don't need to worry about that too much for now, at least not in regulation, as this is the final round of the half. It will take place over towards gym and bedroom. Last time, of course, we played this side, it was a very crazy last minute execute from QConfirm, but they managed to just pull it off. I wonder if they'll try and do the same once again.
Bomb located by attackers.
QConfirm really needs to get on their bike. What's Hysteric's doing? Is he looking for a cheeky dirt peek? When it comes to these gym defenses, obviously one of the main things that you're looking at is breaching the jacuzzi wall. And there is a cheeky angle you can get if you punch or break the soft wall at the end of dirt. You can get a nice angle all the way onto jacuzzi. I think that's the play here for Hysterics, but at the moment, QConfirm aren't getting themselves over on that jacuzzi balcony side. They're focusing more so on cash, which is good. This is a bomb site that they already won on their attack, so if history repeats itself, it really should be
Hysterics.
a 3v3. Or
I think he thought about it. Did he actually punch the wall? I don't know. I couldn't quite tell. It looked like he got very close to giving it a brush. In fact, yeah, there we go. Thanks to the obs, did punch it, and I think he may have got shot at. But either way, he runs off. No harm really done to anyone. I don't know if Roldini took damage from that, but either way, he'll survive. Meanwhile, Producer Boom on the IQ will be calling out the utility on the wall, and it looks like they're having a bit of trouble clearing it.
just Mav trick it. Surely that's not worth 2 grenades. They finally clear the electrical. But I honestly, oh, there's a C4! Producer Boom saw that, but couldn't do anything about it. Ysera's looking to make a play here from Outstrip as well, but I think the jig is up. I think Producer Boom knows about it. Giants really looking to get up in QConfirm's face.
Well, Healthcare does connect with a nade. That's Jordan taken down. Not sure exactly where that took place. Probably inside of Cash, if he was playing a similar position to last time. So that's a good opener for QConfirm, and they double down. The Giants, how are they going to respond to this? Speakeasy's in towards site. Luna and Hysterics both over towards the main stairs. They could be taken out quite easily.
Oh, that's a nice flash there. Speakeasy completely obliterated. Luna, the last one left. A flawless round. Certainly on the cards here for QC. All they got to do is find that captain. Oh, he can't even get one. The flawless round is locked in. QConfirm cop 3 attacks on their half as we switch sides.
It's always tricky at the end of a half and the scores are 3-3 to make an assertion on which team would be happier. I don't know. Maybe QConfirm slightly edging out here. I think it was good signs from them to be able to recover from what was a pretty disastrous round prior, right? When they struggled to clear rafters. On this occasion, and they basically just walked all over the Giants. So a good little comeback from them and a good reset, I guess, of momentum as we head into the second half.
Speaking about that, how do we discern who is favoured, attack or defense? If we have a look at the Chiefs wildcard game on Clubhouse earlier today, there was a very narrow favour towards the attack. They won one more round than the defense did. And if you have a look over to the Order Elevate game, there was a very slight advantage to the defense. They won one more round than the attack did. So, or rather 2 more rounds, which is the same for both of these. I just did my maths wrong. So, both ways, very narrow margin and in opposite directions. So I feel like it's pretty even. Like, I'm pretty sure if you count up, I'm not going to try and do maths on broadcast, but if you count up all the rounds won and lost on attack today on Clubhouse, it's we're even. So I'm with you. I can't really say that this favors one side or another. The only thing I could put in there is the fact that Jaeger ban really can have pretty significant repercussions to a defensive lineup. And Giants didn't seem too baffled by it. So the question is, can QConfirm deal with that Jaeger ban?
Well, I teased it earlier, and it does come into fruition in the first attack for the Giants. It's Luna on to the Montang. He absolutely loves this operator. He's been playing it for forever, probably before I was born. Been getting to work.
The first time I ever casted Giants, they were called Envy, and it was the very first Pro League APAC Finals season, year 2, season 3, and yeah, it was the Luna Monty show. It's really been always the case, and if you even look at his profile pic on Twitter, it's a little pic of Monty with his face photoshopped over Montaigne's face. So you cannot emphasize enough how much this is his trademark operator.
Well, we've put the pressure on him now, so it's up to Luna to step up and not make us look like fools. as the Giants, as we saw similarly from QConfirm, are likely going to work the hatches, and then I think this attack's really going to come down to where actually does that Montang push to. There's a lot of avenues that Luna could take, right? He could push down main stairs, he could drop Moto hatch, he could push blue, he could push dirt. Literally every entry point, I think the Monty could be viable, and it'll be up to the Giants to sort of play off that and the disruption that Luna will be looking to cause. In fact, I don't actually know where he's playing at the moment. I know he was droning early round. In fact, he's only just gotten off his drones, really. I mean, he's even droning now. So he's spent almost 2 minutes straight just droning for his team, and I guess that really is Luna's role on this team.
Certainly the brains of the operation and the babysitter, as he likes to say. For Giants now, clearing kitchen, or rather using this kitchen vertical potential to clear Arsenal below, and eventually the play here for Jordan is to his teammates to breach open that kitchen hatch and prevent Lacolas from impact tricking. Oh, speaking of, that is Jordan doing his role to perfection.
Yeah, Lacolas just getting torn to shreds, and I said it a couple of times throughout the night, but the Giants now primed with that man advantage for the execute at the end where they can trade out. Luna meanwhile drops Oil Pit, so he'll push blue. So expect him to maybe link up with Speakeasy, assuming he's watching the top of the stairs, and they might be able to get something going here. This player behind Jen is going to be very, very uncomfortable very, very quickly.
But Luna knows there are 2 players watching him right now. That's a lot of information. That's half of the remaining QC roster. They're going to try to focus, but that's a perfect bait. At least the trade comes through, and now it looks like Jordan's going to have to step up. Luna at his side, but it's a ring around the rosy that Hajime makes work. Suddenly, though, it's all on Hysterics, shut down by Hysterics team kill Jordan, and Producer Boom just picked up the pieces. What a falling flat on their faces for Giants.
Wow. What the hell just happened in that round? That was pretty crazy. It really felt like the Giants had a great foothold. They had the Monty working. They baited out the trade. And then the next 10 seconds went by really in a flash. And it was QConfirm that came out of the other side better off. That's yet another round. There's been a few of them so far where it's come right down to the wire. And QConfirm, they're just edging out. But at this level of siege, that's all you really need to do.
Especially when the rounds are that chaotic and messy, it's QConfirm that's staying more composed. On the flip side, Hysterics team killing Jordan. Now, of course, we didn't see it from his perspective. And you always got to make allowances. Maybe there was maybe there was another player that crossed the same line. Maybe it wasn't completely Hysterics' fault, but that is certainly pretty dire when Hysterics not only exposes his own position by shooting at his teammate, but also downs his teammate, putting himself in a 1v3. That is just so far from being what you need. And if you look at just last week's game, Giants played this map against the Chiefs roster, then under the Elevate brand. Let's just call it Chiefs, just to simplify things. Hysterics had a 1.75 rating.
5 seconds remaining.
That's pretty good.
Absolutely massive. And you look at the next player on his team was 0.93. He was 14 kills and 5 deaths, nearly a 3.0 KD with an 82% cost as well. He was massive. Plus, he was the only player in the entire game to win a 1vx situation. So Hysterics, look, Raven was saying in the pre-show, he's pretty nutty, right? He's been the MVP of APAC North and APAC South so far, 3 stages running. But when he does have moments like that where really does forfeit the round, it's definitely hurting Giants' chances.
Quick work there from the Giants. Yazira, Maverick tricking CC. Wall Jordan can come along with the Skeleton Key, open that up. So that's one entry point towards being able to sweep the map. If they elect to push this side, they'll be met with pretty fierce resistance. Roldini, he's holding the top of the stairs, and Hajime is inside of Cash. Interesting setup here from QC. They've elected to actually shoot out the left side of the wall, and I don't mind this. It's pretty risky, but it does make it more challenging for the Giants to really establish that foothold inside of CCTV.
Instead, they've used their reinforcements over on the garage wall. Oof.
Vac.
What was that? What was that, Speakeasy? You're going to have to answer some questions for that one. Hajime holding fast in Cash. As you said, that he's just so vulnerable there, right? Like, it's scary, but if he can land those shots, if he's practiced at dealing with this angle, that's pretty good. That's a C4 through the rafters window. Everything QC needed.
Yeah, it does really feel like the Giants are struggling with this setup, but the push-up red, that could really dislodge everything they have worked for, and there we go. Speakeasy backs it up with a second pick. So that is the cash hold dealt with, but they only have a minute to go in this round to really tidy things up. They do fortunately still have a bit of utility and plenty of intel to play off, but like Colas and Healthcare have already rotated, ready and waiting for that push to come through, with Producer Boom still holding the other side of the map just in case the Giants elect to rotate.
And this is actually a big deal from Producer Boom. He has control of the jacuzzi balcony. Now Luna thankfully does drone it before jumping down, so he knows it's not necessarily free. He's going to have to contest Producer Boom as he drops, which could be big, but Producer gets scared off thanks to Luna playing this smart, playing it patient. That is perfect. It's what he needed to do. In the 4v3 though, onus on Giants to get a move on. As QConfirm lie in wait, we need to see the Singaporeans get a move on because they're completely separated at the moment. Still droning, 13 seconds remaining. Here's Hysterics pushing through Con. Luna shut down. Hysterics so low HP, he loses that fight. It's a 2v2. Healthcare caught off guard, and now it's all on like Colas in the 1v2. Speakeasy clutches with the pistol out of nowhere. This has got to be an insane shot, and he is thanking his lucky stars that it landed. Giants start to break away.
It almost felt like the Giants would falter at the final step once again in a close round, but Speakeasy steps up. He hits an absolutely insane wallbang in the dying seconds of that round, and the Giants finally get one of those really close ones. Probably not as comfortable as they would have liked, especially considering how strong their mid-round was, but again, any round win you can take in this sort of matchup, you have just got to take with two hands, because this matchup is just so incredibly close.
Yeah, this is definitely lining up to be a close one. It's funny because as much as I've talked about this rivalry between QC and the Giants, and we've talked about how the last time these guys played, it was Theme Park, and it was a super close game, which went all the way 15 rounds, yada, yada, yada. The other two times last year that these teams played in the APAC North League, Giants just absolutely dominated. It was like a 7-2, 7-1. So QConfirm have certainly faced their fears with Giants in the past. And the fact that they're bringing the fight here, and it's not Theme Park, is really inspiring of confidence. Also the fact that QConfirm have managed to pull away a performance like this despite Healthcare only just kind of coming back in and joining them in favor of Dark. That's quite impressive in itself as well. So I'm very excited here for QConfirm, and these rounds are all falling to narrow margins. You look at that 1v1 from Speakeasy, which never should have happened. And you look at this.
Where was that from?
That was surely a spray from Producer Boom from the hallway.
Had to have been kitchen hallway, yeah. Wow.
It's going to waste so much time for Giants to go around and pick him up and make sure that he's safe.
Yeah, well, not only did they need to go pick him up, but this is right now is when Yazira would likely be working one of the reinforced walls, right? So he's already at, let's say, a 25-second, 30-second disadvantage. So that could put a bit of pressure on him during the round. That said, I think CC has not been opened. So if he wants to, he'll need to work that. And he needs to be very careful as well, especially if the call-out's gone out, that the Maverick has been taken down. Then I'm not going to put it past QConfirm, just pick every single breach hole that gets made from the flame torch to try and find that pick.
Yeah. One bullet will do the trick, really. Once he's down to that 20 HP. So Ysera definitely very vulnerable at the moment. Has to make sure he can do his job right, and it's the same setup over on Cash. Like Colas roaming below, and Hysterics, a nice nade onto Hajime. That's displacing that Cash player really without costing anything for Giants. That's big. Like Colas is also in a great position. Is there a Claymore? I can't see from here. I don't think there's a Claymore on the ladder. Oh, like Colas gives away his position. And Giants, aware of that, scare him off.
Healthcare with the 9mm. finds a pick, and that is Jordan, the soft breacher, taken off the board. Hysterics, meanwhile, does find one back. Leaves it in a 3-on-4. But we saw last time when they executed this site, the Giants, they had decent control on Cash side, but it came down to a very fine margin late round. So far, though, it's not looking the same this round. It's 2 versus 4. That said, Roldini, he still has control of Cash. He finds one at the con window, and if he isn't shut down, he could really have a big impact in this round.
He knows he's trapped, but he pre-fires Luna's head right off. And that is massive. Now, Giants, if they want to try and get that diffuser back, they're going to have to rotate. It would take so long to get there. And even if they do, there's no breach hole that they could actually use to enter. They've got to go for kills here, Gus.
Yeah, they literally cannot get to that diffuser in time and get back towards site with any chance of trading out these picks, so they need to go for kills. QConfirm likely don't know that the diffuser is down.
Oh,
can they hold on?
Didi.
Oh, they can. Roldini. He's just too good in this round. He finds one after another, after another, after another, after another. And QConfirm will take the round.
I'm pretty sure that was not an ace. I'm pretty sure that was a 4K, but man, massive performance there from Roldini, and great to see after he'd had a pretty quiet game so far. He is fairly new to this roster, not super new, but he was always a bit more of one of the greener players on this roster, and part of the 3-man squad that would always get subbed out for each other, at least last year in APAC North, and he certainly stepped up massively just then. And QConfirm, guys, are 1 round away from at least stealing a point off of Giants, and it's also totally plausible that they take the win here. Stranger things have happened. This is the same day where Order just beat Elevate and former Xavier in the biggest upset, 8 versus 1st. And it could be, guys, that we're going to see the same upset potential in this match.
Maybe. And you mentioned last round, Dev, that the Giants were quite dominant against QConfirm last year, but that was a trend that really extended across the entirety of APAC North. The only team, really, that wasn't dominated by the Giants was Cloud9. So heading into this region, heading into 2021, it was really Giants to lose, right? We were just painting them as, pretty cruisy, number 1, don't see any reason why they shouldn't be able to replicate the form that they established last year, but it's really been anything but. It hasn't been, look, a terrible season for them so far, but by no means as dominant as they have been previously.
Attackers must locate and
that's something that Giants are going to have to chew on. They certainly came into APAC South considering themselves the favorites, as did all the rest of us. Honestly, even last year when they did struggle a bit against C9, I thought Giants were the best team in APAC. And I don't think that's the case anymore. I think I'm very well convinced that is not the case anymore. And if Giants are maybe narrowly just the best team in APAC, they've got a lot of other teams nipping at their heels. Elevate for one, and it looks like QConfirm can be added to that list, as Giants are continually met with these tie teams that tend to tie them in knots and pick them apart. Giants realistically have to get 3 rounds on attack in a row here in order to rocket themselves up the standings and take the place that they believe to be rightfully theirs.
Jordan above, that's a nice little line of sight down towards the main stairs, and that will of course prevent anyone from QConfirm rotating above. It doesn't appear like the defense has committed to a roam, everyone playing down below. The Gemini gets caught down the bottom of those main stairs. Producer Boom, I believe it was, to take that out. But so far, pretty stock standard. Again, the Giants, they'll be looking to work those hatches. Maybe if they can find a cheeky pick through the vert, but they'll really have the end game in mind. They'll be thinking about the execute and exactly how they want to try and get this round over the line.
Luna burning all of his flashes through blue. Wanted to take out that Aruni gate, Syria, and also trying to clear those magnets, helping Speakeasy to destroy the Banshee as well. It looks like Giants really want to put some focus on the blue. Time's ticking away, just over a minute remaining. I don't know what the eventual execute is going to be here for Giants. I don't believe that kitchen hatch is open, indeed it is not. So there's still a lot of work to be done.
I think a C4 was burnt there as well from QConfirm, so that's one less in the pocket for a Plantanar or a vert kill inside of kitchen. Zero, meanwhile, actually fighting himself, working the triple wall. Here's one of those C4s still left though. It's Producer Boom. It's perfectly placed or at least positioned through that little hole in the breach, but it doesn't find its mark, and Zero now can use that hole to full advantage. Nades through, and this will allow the triple wall to get open. A couple of X-Kairos already placed towards the box, and that would suggest that's where the plant is going to go down.
Time ticking away, 20 seconds left, and Giants in this 5v5 have so many avenues open, but what are they going to commit to? It's an explosion of pressure on Church Wall as Speakeasy drops Blue Hatch, traded once again. Ysera picked up, but now it's a 2. What the hell is going on? At the bottom of the main stairs, Producer Boom goes massive and clutches the round from QConfirm, spearheading the Thailand team onto match points.
Insane from QConfirm. I don't know why they did that, but it worked. Retaking the bottom of main stairs mid-execute, even the right behind thinks that's going to work, but hey. It did. Props to QConfirm. They've got at least 1 point in this matchup. And this is devastating for the Giants, Dev. They wanted and expected maximum points for the remainder of the season to at least be even the smallest chance of finishing at the top of the standings. But maybe that chance is all but gone off the back of this round alone.
What a position that QConfirm have put themselves in. Giants has only won a single attack so far, guys. And they're going to have to come back here with 2 attacks and then stick it out in overtime, where they also start on attack. This is nothing short of fantastic from QConfirm. After, honestly, a rough season so far, they might have taken down Wildcard 7-2 in day 1. That was a very injured Wildcard with no Diesel and Salix subbing in. And since then, QConfirm have been met with failure time and time again, embarrassed by the Knights in their second match, 7-2 loss. And then even losing to Elevate last week, their longtime rivals. In a close 5-7, they didn't get a single point away from it. Now QConfirm have not only got themselves another point on the standings, but they've also got a serious shot here at taking down the Giants.
Wow, match point, and like Coles is playing bot garage, looking for a spawn kill. I don't think it will work, but one concerning stat for me is the Giants. The Giants have actually gotten 2 of the opening kills in 3 of these attacks, yet haven't converted any of those. And I think that speaks into maybe their late round game not being particularly strong. We saw that in the first half and that trend continuing in the second. So if the Giants again can maybe find that first pick, tidy up that late game and don't allow the crazy retake aggression from QC to take form, then hey, maybe they can find their way back into this one.
It's a big if, though, for Giants staring down the possibility, the very real possibility of a slap in the face defeat. Hysterics, while he is still going positive, he's had a pretty quiet game. All things considered, it has been Speakeasy stepping up in most of these big situations. And Hysterics, it's a far cry from his 1.7 plus rating in the previous playday on this map. He's currently lurking downstairs, taking this vertical control. ARX in hands, looking to potentially cop a grenade kill through the floor.
Oh, Lycolis, don't do it.
What is this?
Prepping a Nitro cell, surely it's for the vents window. He knows there's a player out there. He hears him. Really commit. He rips it, sends it out, but it doesn't hit the mark. That could have been massive.
It would have been Speakeasy as well. That player, the man of the hour for Giants. And what is the play here for Giants? Again, very spread out. It looks like they're shaping up for a cash take through construction now that the Kennels wall is open. Hysterics also downstairs could potentially pressure red late round. Oh, there's a missed opportunity by Speakeasy. B salvages it. But meanwhile, Giants have lost a player elsewhere.
4 on 4. Surely they're committing to con cash here. Oh, Hysterics. That's big from him, like Colas taken off the board. The Giants, it feels like this round should be theirs. If they get one more pick, surely it will confirm it. But QConfirm, they're not going to go down without a fight.
That's the pick that they needed. The Giants, Speakeasy's done good work, and now easy goes it. for the attackers. 4v2. This is when the defenders need to get aggressive to reclaim this round. Healthcare does it. He takes down Speakeasy. And cops double digits in the meanwhile. And now he's looking for another. That's Healthcare. Shutting down Lunar Metal. It's all on Hysterics. He finds one in the 1v1 clutch. He does it. Keeping Giants alive when they needed him most.
I don't know how he won those two gunfights, but whew, he comes up clutch when it matters for the Giants, and they hold on for at least a little bit longer. It hasn't been convincing. It hasn't been pretty. This has been by no means clinical at all by the Giants, at least by their standards. But they're just holding on. They're one round away from sending it to OT.
That was a 2 versus 4 to a 2 versus 1. QConfirm did an amazing job of clawing that back into possibility. But man, Hysterics to get himself in the position to win a 1v2 clutch. That is exactly what is needed for Giants, and it could turn the tide. But here we have a tactical timeout for the Giants right on the back of that clutch. They know that this is their last chance. They have to push overtime right now. What on earth are they going to be talking about in a situation like this?
I don't know if they'll be talking. I think they'll just be taking a deep breath. They haven't really had an opportunity throughout this entire map as QConfirm just relentless with the amount of pressure that they are applying. And probably, to be fair, throwing that last round, Hysterics able and allowed to wide swing as the player stayed stationary and towards site. So that's probably as well why the Giants are taking this tack timeout. They're probably not very happy or convinced about how that last round was played out. And now they're taking that opportunity to really think deeply about how this next attack will play out. It's going to again be CCTV. So they should be able to refine and build upon that most recent attack.
It was a very convincing attack for the most part. And up until Giants were in that 4v2, everything went so well for them. They might have lost that first pick, but they certainly put themselves into strong positions with Hysterics lurking below. That was completely unaddressed and found the aggressive player of like Colas in bottom garage. And I think Giants realizing that they can kind of just tick the tick boxes, right? Breach Panel's wall and then start to play slowly. That worked out for them. But here's a spanner in the works. The Aruni Syria gates actually placed on the Kennel's wall itself.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably, I guess, the textbook example of Aruni.
5 seconds to insert.
I guess you're double reinforcing in a sense the wall and making it a little bit more difficult to push through. You need to burn a little bit more utility and a bit of additional time.
I guess it's also kind of a Jaeger replacement, trying to protect that Banshee a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. Producer Boom on the roam. Maybe he can find a pick in this round. Who knows? What are Giants going to do in response? Lunar Metal, he's going to be opening bot garage, and I assume the Giants will be looking to apply pressure to Roldini playing that Rafters position. Like Colas though, that's cheeky. He goes again to the breach. He did this last time and attempted a Nitro Cell toss. Didn't work out, but maybe this time he'll be a little bit more lucky.
Some kind of magnetic force drawing him. There are kills out here. I just know it. Just need to go and get them.
Bomb located by attackers.
Definitely going to keep in the back of my mind Producer Boom, as you mentioned, on the roam. He's actually back on site now, but he's 6-picked onto this Valkyrie, and it makes me wonder, is QConfirm going to try and leverage that information late round to make a play? And Producer Boom has been the player to make those plays. We saw how he retook bottom main stairs on the Church defense earlier to claim match point. If we see another big play from him like that, it could spell death for Giants.
Yeah, he's currently playing the top of main stairs, so a pretty safe position if you would, but could be unleashed a late round. Halfway through the round, and the Giants, again, it feels like probably setting up for a con through to Cash. They need to start getting a little bit of a wriggle on though. It seems like now Jordan will head in, send out some flashes to try and clear this player at Rafters. It's Roldini, needs to hold firm, gets double flashed. Is there a need to follow that up?
Not as
No.
of yet. Roldini eventually caught out, but my god, that was a narrow margin. Almost allowed to do some serious damage.
50 seconds now. Zero spots a player on his drone, pings it out for his team. Can they hunt him down? Speak Easy thinks about it. Producer Boom, he's been the star player for QC in this match. If he shuts down Speak Easy, that would be huge. It's like Coles though, to shut him down and leaves it in the 4 versus 4. The Giants have 30 seconds to pull off this execute and bring this one to OT.
20 seconds left. And still no control of Master Bedroom as Lycolis takes down Hysterics. And here this plan must go down. Lycolis wants to go for the run out to deny. But Giants are going deep. And suddenly, Jordan looking to clutch it up, running away with it. In a 1v1, he has to plant, but he's not going to have it in him. Can Lycolis deny this? He's got to get up. He's got to counter this. And there it is. QConfirm take down the Giants 7-5 in a massive upset in the APAC South League.
It really has been the night of upsets, hasn't it? QConfirm 7-5. They get 3 points in this match, and it was deserved. They brought the heat to the Giants. You could tell that they did not feel comfortable at many stages in this matchup, and QConfirm capitalized upon that. Props to Producer Boom and Healthcare. Absolutely nuclear from those boys, and wow, what a performance.
And Lycolis in the last round as well to go back and really put that pressure onto Master Bedroom, make sure that Hysterics couldn't just jump in willy-nilly. That was, in my eyes, the nail in the coffin. A valiant effort from Giants in that last